We are live. Hello, Steve Westman. Welcome to the Audiophile Roundtable. We're getting close to the holidays, close to Christmas. I've got a great gang of roundtable guests today. Thank you for tuning in. First, before I introduce the gang here, I did want to show you guys a couple things, or one thing in particular. A friend of mine, Jerome Sabug, this is his new album. He sent this to me to basically have a listen to, and I want to tell you guys, have a look there so you can see it. It's called Vintage, and he plays tenor sax on it. And man, Jerome plays a mean tenor sax. Beautiful tone to his playing, guys. And it was funny too, when I listened to this record, it really had this Thelonious Monk type of sound to it. And I didn't look at the track listings right away. And then afterwards, when I was listening, I'm like, oh, there you go. Two of the songs by Monk. So I'm assuming a lot of influence from Monk that he has. It's a great record, and if you guys are interested, I wanted to put his website up. It's a $40 album off of his website, and you can see his website there, jeromesabug.com. The album's called Vintage. You can see it's $40 off of his website, and it was actually cut AAA by none other than Bernie Grundman. And what's cool about it here, look at this. You can see the vinyl. Bernie Grundman doesn't have BG. It actually says Bernie Grundman in the dead wax, which is really cool. But Jerome Sabug, I would say, really one foot in early jazz, the early jazz tradition, and definitely has one foot in the bop and post-bop realm. So just a beautiful cover here, guys. I mean, $40 if you want to do some Christmas shopping. And I was telling the gang before we got on, looks like it's 1936. Well, it says 1936 right there in this Philco sign. Downtown New York. Doesn't look like it's Christmas lights they're putting up, maybe an Independence Day. I don't know, I'm just guessing, but there it is. Cut from the master tapes by none other than Bernie Grundman. There it is. Jerome Sabug, Vintage. Beautiful tenor. Beautiful, just absolutely beautiful. I was blown away by it. So thank you for that, Jerome. Check out his website. And I was looking too, just before we bring on the guys here, you can get reel-to-reel. Looks like you can get tape versions as well. So my friend Jefferson, if you're interested, there you go. You can get vintage reel-to-reel. So let's bring on the gang here. How's that? Does that work better? Damn phone. Okay, so we got our gang here, roundtable gang. Arnaldo right there. You know Arnaldo.
Hey, guys.
We've got Chance, the concert buddy. He's wearing it. I love it today.
Ho, ho.
A brand new addition to the roundtable. First time on the table, Paul Earhart. Welcome, Paul. Are you bringing it today or what? You gonna bring this?
I'm ready.
I love what you have behind you. We were commenting before. You've got it. You really were ready for this. I think you worked overtime. You got road cases in the back. You got Christmas trees. I mean, it looks polished right now. Amazing.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. So you're gonna, I mean, I know you had contacted me. I mean, you know, we're doing sort of this is holiday sound. We can talk holiday sound. I'd love to talk holiday sound as well and other records. I mean, you know, we're what, 14 days out from Christmas now? I guess it's around that time, if I'm not mistaken, right? So we'll get into that. Love to get into that as well. But I noticed something on the weekend. I know Chance is you're a big sports guy, right?
Yes, sir.
So do you follow like NCAA basketball, like Div 1 and stuff like that?
Not as much as I used to, but yeah, I still have a foot in it.
So I saw this. I thought this was the most hilarious thing. So two teams played on the weekend. It was Oak Hill's Christian, the Wolf Pack. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, actually, they're from Bemidji, Minnesota.
I was thinking Oak Hill. Like, okay, my bad.
Yeah, and they were playing against a Div 1 school. It's North Dakota State. Okay, the Bisons. So it was now and then the Div 1s play non-divisional teams. So check out what happened on the weekend. Okay, this is basketball. There's 4 quarters, right? You would think it would be a pretty close game. Look at this score. Can you imagine? Only scoring 14 points. Oof. So the Oak Hills Christian School, they play the Christian College Athletics division. So again, I guess obviously they really got it handed to them. 108-14. That's
still have years of eligibility. If they need a 5'10", very ground bound 3-point shooter, I would help them out. They would have scored at least 17 points in that game.
So there you go. So and I was also listening on the weekend. One of my, I guess I will tell you, my favorite Christmas song or holiday song is the Don Henley version of "Please Come Home for Christmas." It was an Eagles version, came out in 1978. It was written by a fellow by the name of Charles Brown. That still gets me to this day. I love how emotional, Don Henley is in that song. And I think for me, that is the song that sort of epitomizes Christmas for me when I listen to that. So Don Henley, Please Come Home for Christmas. I have the original 45 promo little single. So I just listened to that last night. Just fantastic. So other than that, you guys, before we get into it, like any releases you're into, I've got a few I want to talk about as well. But if you looked at the Atlantic 75 series, like where's everyone at in terms of new stuff in the month of December here?
Arnaldo?
Should I start? Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
go.
I got
the newest member of the 1000 sub club is Arnaldo, so we need to acknowledge
there you go.
him.
24/7.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And there's
couldn't do it without you guys. All the support and promotion from you guys as well.
And Jerome, no problem. The album kicks ass. Love your playing on it. Not just saying that because you handed me a promo. I do appreciate that, but it is really well produced, well recorded, and again, cut from the analog tapes. Amazing. Pick it up, $40 on his website. Arnold, go. What do you got?
So I got my first. I don't have it here. I'd have to run in the other room to show it.
Yeah.
But I got my first Atlantic 75.
Oh, nice.
Which is the Genesis selling England by the pound.
Okay.
And I don't want to get into a rant here. No, the other one.
So I don't have that one. Damn it. I took the wrong one and I knew. Okay. Well, you can get into a rant. You're allowed to.
Well, I mean, they took care of it, but it had tons of non-fill.
Oh, no.
On the first record. And I was like, wow, this is supposed to be the premier pressing plant. So, I emailed them. I had my, actually, it was visible to the eye. Like you could see like the string, like
Arnaldo, you need the oven mitt because I know you've been on the warpath, the Vinyl Me Please, and this one, and there's a lot of badness going on.
It's been a really bad month so far in December for me. I don't know, between jackets with split seams, non-fill, warped records. I'm like, I don't think I should order anything else this month. So yeah, I emailed customer service at Acoustic Sounds, and they're sending me a replacement. So all good. So yeah, that was my first Atlantic 75. I look forward to a couple more, but they haven't been announced yet. So
that was sort of a mini rant then, so a pre-holiday rant.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to call it a rant. It's just like it gets frustrating, guys. I don't know. Maybe I have very high standards. Maybe I'm very picky. But if I'm buying an audiophile record, right, and I'm paying premium for it, I need to have premium product once I get it in my hands.
Yeah. So that's the thing. I mean, being Canadian, I mean, I know I've talked about this before, but talk about premium albums. I mean, I have the Analog Productions Asia. I have that. But after the smoke cleared, okay, it was $250 exchange and shipping on my credit card. Then, guys, get this, FedEx sent me a bill for another $93 for duty. So now I'm up to $330 for one Asia album. I'm not kidding you.
Dispute that, right?
It's my face, Steve, when I hear that
$93. So yeah, guys, that is the struggles us Canadians have. I mean, it's the exchange rate's 35%. I mean, I think there's a drinking game when I talk about exchange rate and prices differences here, but again, it's expensive. So I got to be, I can't buy every single one. And, obviously Asia, and I'll have 2 Gaucho in the new year when that hopefully comes out. But I think I'm going to be done for a while, this premium stuff. I mean, it gets very, very expensive. Well, never order from FedEx ground.
Mum's the word.
But I ordered from Analog Productions, and they're just strictly FedEx. I don't think I had the option. But now I've learned my lesson. I'm going to basically order locally or basically in Canada here and deal with that. Yeah, it's tough.
Well, before I told you in the pre-show, I'm traveling abroad for the holidays, and I'm bringing 2 UHQRs, one as a gift, and one was trying to ask for the Miles Davis. So yeah, hope the customs don't stop me there. But
they're getting an extra suitcase just to fit those UHQRs.
Yeah, we're traveling with 4 suitcases. The carry-on and then the one in the check-in. So there should be enough room for both of them.
Okay.
Yeah, but the box, right?
Exactly. No more rants on that.
We're not doing box rants. I mean, we know everyone sits with that. It is what it is. So, Paul, I mean, you're new to the show, new to the roundtable. Thanks for joining. Obviously, you were a viewer of the program. You've seen it many times. You had contacted me. You said, "Hey, let's do some holiday stuff." But I mean, more of the best sounding stuff, more audiophile sounding Christmas or holiday music, and sort of that's what you wanted to talk about today. And we can start with that. I know Chance already has a Home Alone record there from Walmart. It sounds. You're into the. Are you into these $15 Walmart things?
Hey,
and this is the thing in Canada. There's no like in Vancouver. They don't sell vinyl records here in Walmart, and they're not. And if they did, I can guarantee they wouldn't be $15.
So they don't have them at Canadian Tire, which I'm
Canadian
told
Canadian Tire is not a Walmart, but Canadian Tire. You walk in, it actually has the scent of tires. I'm not kidding, and it has my entire life. Absolutely. So we'll start with you, Paul. Thank you for joining. I know you have a big list. You did your home. This guy did his homework, by the way. Emailed me. He was working all weekend on it. I'm really impressed, and I thank you for that. So I'll start. You've got some stuff to show, and I want to start with your first couple, anyways, and we'll go from there.
I think with holiday records, the thing you have to remember: not everyone is going to be available audiophile quality, especially the really old timey ones that have a lot of nostalgic value, but probably will never be pressed, or probably the recording never even sounded great. But one of the first ones that I was going to show was this one, which is Gene Autry, Merry Christmas. This is the actual original 10-inch LP from 1950. So all the famous songs: Frosty the Snowman, When Santa Claus Gets Your Letter, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Put the back up. Yeah,
this is the actual original.
What's the vinyl look like?
So the vinyl actually.
And I love your tree, by the way, guys. Take a look at his vinyl tree there.
I mean, this is a pretty probably a VG plus condition version of it.
Real nice.
But original Columbia pressing, and I don't know if he did a lot of re-recordings. So if you look at a lot of the records, you'll find, if you go do a search on Discogs, you'll find a lot of re-recordings. There was a full 12-inch LP he did that's pretty popular that was done later, but those are all re-recordings. So they won't even be the original recordings. So
are they expensive still, or where
not really? I mean, I think a lot of these I got before vinyl really got crazy again. But I think this was probably like $20. My guess is probably more now, but that's probably what it was, maybe 6-7 years ago.
And we were talking about this, and this doo-doo Dave's record says, I have 0 vinyl Christmas albums. I'm ashamed. Arnoldo and I were mentioning this too. I mean, I've got lots of Christmas music, but all on CD, because it got to a point where by 1987, 88, the CD was big. I mean, you got to remember, everyone was talking CD players and CDs back then. And so I've got a ton of Christmas music all on CD. And I won't be ashamed to admit this. I only have one Christmas record on vinyl. A very special Christmas.
Very special. What cover?
The red one, the very first one.
Yeah, the best one. Yeah. Yes.
I actually like number 2 better, to be honest with you. I like Tom Petty opening in that.
I think only the first 2 are even available on vinyl, and the second one was a European only. So
yeah. Well, the third album I have on CD, I can't stand. I don't listen to, but I like the first track on the second album. I also like Sinead O'Connor's. I think was that on the first one or the second one? I can't remember. But Sinead O'Connor's song.
I want to say the second one, because the first one was like 80s powerhouses: Bruce, U2, Mellencamp. Those guys, Run DMC.
Unbelievable.
Madonna.
So Paul, that's a very good. Not something I would ever I would have ever listened to. So that's impressive as well. So I know I've had a lot of people text me and DM me about this one, and I know it's on your list. So why don't we get to it right away? This is a big one. I do have this one. I do have this one on CD. This is hot. And I do believe too, and please tell me if I'm wrong, I think you can get the SACD version of this album as well.
You can, but I have this version, this one. You're not going to find a high quality original pressing of this very easily. And I don't think any of those sound very good anyways. This one was done by Sundazed in, I don't remember, like maybe 2010, something like that. sounds really good. It's a red vinyl.
Oh, wow.
So, and I believe it was actually cut by one of our favorites. I'm just not remembering which.
So if it's Sundays, I'm going to assume possibly
I was
Kevin
gonna say it was
Gray.
Kevin Gray, yeah,
Okay.
from a Sundays perspective.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Sometimes the mastering on some of these is different than who cut.
An OG of that goes for pretty money though, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I
this
think so, yeah.
really, like, you're talking like 500 plus.
Oh,
Yeah, it's very expensive. And
Very,
I don't know
very,
why,
very
because I would think it was pretty much.
The reason is there weren't very
very
many of them. The
There
album was
weren't?
popular much later too, so you're not going to find very many of them. And then in the 70s, it got redone with a new cover with Phil Spector, like in green, like a picture of him. And they just called it Phil Spector's Christmas album. You can find those for like $20.
I wouldn't buy that with a picture of him on the cover. That's awful.
Yeah, he's exactly. But if I recall, that's the way that one was. And you can find those. And then even these later pressings, you can hardly find authorized versions that are actually done well. I got a friend a Sony repressing that was done last year, because I guess Sony owns the rights now. And the quality of that one is, I wouldn't recommend. It's okay if you just want to play it in the background for your family, but it's not. It's in the last couple of years they did a black Sony legacy pressing. One of them was actually first released in Canada, actually through Sony Canada, and then they did one in the US, but they don't sound nearly as good as the Sundays version, which sounds really good.
So I like James here. I have the Ludwig mastered CD. It was a 2009, I guess, cut of that. And we don't have any other. Oh, I should have asked. Oh, maybe the Wax can just give us some Hanukkah record recommendations if he knows any. That would be good to know.
He starts and stops with the Adam Sandler Hanukkah.
I saw the 8 Crazy Nights. Yeah, the 8 Crazy Nights soundtrack is all I could think of.
Available at the next Wax auction coming soon.
There you go. Okay, so we'll get back to you, Paul. Thank you for those two. I'm happy that you were able to show me those. Chance, this is your time to shine, my boy.
Oh, well, listen.
And you did it as well. I love the fact that you stand up. Show me what do you have there? What's
it doesn't get any better than this. So just
hang on. I gotta. Sorry, I gotta.
Oh, you gotta show my dad bod. Oh man, it doesn't get any better than this. What's up?
Wow. Okay. So what did you bring?
Well, I'm going to transition because I wanted to shout out the guys from Seattle, because Pearl Jam used to always do these Christmas singles for 10 Club. They kind of got away from it, but these were always fun. Now, kind of what you're saying earlier, if you're looking for audiophile quality Christmas records, like, good luck, short supply. So kind of went at this a little bit different. There are some great comps, and what you're talking about earlier with Tom Petty, it's exactly true on that Home Alone. I think it's actually one of the lead tracks, if I'm not mistaken. But I got it. I would not be doing this good service unless I had the Colonel Sanders album. Not only are you're scratching the Christmas itch, but you got the 11 herbs and spices from the Colonel. I mean, there's no better way to spend Christmas than with the Colonel.
I once did a Christmas advent calendar for my sister-in-law, and I was just trying to come up with 25 LPs and some of them cheaper, and that was one of them. It was like $1 bin.
So to bury the lead, we already did this. Oh, the Dave Grohl Hanukkah set. I'm sorry.
There you go. Thanks, Rob.
Hang on,
I gotta get you full screening. I want to see this.
All right, so I already to bury the lead. The Home Alone Christmas album exclusively here on Walmart. But side B does have that Tom Petty track you're talking about, Christmas All Over. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
So, but this is actually a really good comp. I mean, again, you've got a lot of heavy hitters. You've got some John Williams on here, TLC, which is hitting it a little bit closer to new artists, some Mel Torme. So this is a good one. And again, if you can get it, well, I don't think it's $15 anymore. If you can find it, I'll go a little old school. My wife actually, the sign of a good record is when my wife takes it out of my collection and she has it in her stash. And so this is the Motown Christmas. So you've got like all the heavy hitters. You've got the Jackson 5, Santa Claus is Coming to Town, the Temptations, Diana Ross, Smokey. Like everyone is represented on this album, like wall to wall bangers. The glare is terrible.
Is that a double album?
It is a double album. Yes, sir. 1 and 2. 1 And look, it's got a Motown pop quiz. Remember, they used to have fun stuff like this. I mean,
I know.
Amazing. To Arnaldo's point, like we deserve better for the money we're spending on these things.
Okay, give us a pop quiz. What are they asking? Let's see.
All right, let's do it. All right, let's see. Well, first of all, I need to find where. Oh, the answers are upside down. They really.
Oh God.
But here we go. Let's find this is an easy one. What was Motown's first #1 record?
Oh God. Okay. Does anyone in the audience know it? Any of the viewers?
Was it by Mary? What's her?
So M is M, you're on the right track, Paul. Marvelettes, that's right. Okay. Please, Mr. Postman.
Wow.
Which was then, of course, done by the Beatles after, right?
1961. There you go. So not only can you enjoy Christmas, but they test your mind. You can really enjoy it. So it'll
make you smarter by actually listening to that record.
That's probably part of the reason society has fallen off the wayside. So this one's kind of a sneaky good pick. So I really enjoy the stuff Daptones did. And it's unfortunate Miss Sharon Jones, always put Miss in front of her name, passed away. But this is a really good soul-infused kind of holiday album. She's got some standards. But here we go, Rob the Wax. We've got the 8 Days of Hanukkah. So they cover this one. This is and then you've got her own original, Ain't No Chimneys in the Projects. So you've got kind of a nice mix of Silent Night. You've got some of the funky little drummer boy. So it's kind of like a contemporary twist on some of these cool songs. So, and that one's, I think, still in print. I'd be remiss if now I try to, my new policy is I'll try to get like one Christmas record a year, right? This was from like 2017, the Billy Idol Happy Holidays Christmas. And it's sung in like a crooner style. His voice is not bad, but it even came on Snow White vinyl. So it was really appealing to the commercial aspect of collecting records. But would I recommend anyone get this? Hard to say. Is it audiophile quality? Absolutely not. But is it cheesy AF? 1000%.
Billy Idol's like the man that never ages.
Well, you know, when you have so much chemical product injected into your face, like him and the guitar player, Steven Stevens, the guy with 2 first names, both look like they haven't aged since like what, 89? I mean, it's incredible.
No.
So
I remember Billy Idol was on about a year ago. He did a little thing with Miley Cyrus. So it was Steve Stevens playing guitar and Billy Idol singing with Miley. I don't know the song, but Miley got up close and started doing like twerking on him, and he like basically was trying to push her away. He's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, I could be your great grandpa here. Like, what's going on? So it was a very uncomfortable moment. So if you Google that and watch that, you can see his face. It's just oh God, yeah, it was something. It was uncomfortable.
He guested on like one of the tracks on that album. I think that was that connection. It was actually a pretty good collaboration. But I'd be remiss if I didn't touch on the King, Elvis, The Wonderful World of Christmas. Now a lot of these are like very easy, like thrift finds. The Motown was a thrift find. This is a thrift find. But I can tell you what was not a thrift find.
That was his second Christmas album.
That's my man. Now you've got to go with the Queen. This was when this came out. I bought this from the In Groove online. This came out, I think, 2 or 3 years ago. This sold out right away. Nice and Red, Dolly singing all the hits. We played this when we had our Christmas supper that year. Delightful. Talk about having aged. Has not aged like. I mean, this is amazing. But in terms of the best sounding, and somebody already said in the gallery, so I don't want to steal that thunder, but
she did the halftime show at the Cowboys game at Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I heard about that. I haven't seen it because
she had a full Cowboys cheerleader outfit on.
So if you want something that sounds good, and this is a classic, this is the Vince Guaraldi Peanuts like this, and Kraft redid it a couple years ago. You can actually find this at mass merchants. I think Target did a variant. Steve Walmart, I'm pretty sure, did a variant. So it is available at mass merchants, but Kraft really knocked this one out of the park. And this one, like, when we're setting up the tree every year, throw this on this one, and we just flip, repeat. Like you have to, if you're going to have one Christmas album for the family, this is the one to double down on.
And here's the thing. I mean, someone mentioned about, having vinyl where, you got 15, 16 minutes and you got to flip it. I had my Christmas CDs on during the weekend. I had family over for my daughter's birthday, and I played the second album, Merry Christmas, Green Album, or was it Green? Anyways, I had it on CD. It was beautiful. It was in the background. Didn't have to worry about it. Didn't have to run back and flip the record. So during Christmas, I mean, CD is great and easy because
Sure.
that means you have more time to go into the fridge and have a couple more beers and not have to worry about, you know, your record stopping and put and flip inside. So that's, I think, the advantage there. I truly believe it.
Agreed.
Okay, Ronaldo, what did you bring? You brought something, didn't you?
Well, I guess we'll start with the ones that sound really good, the ones that are audiophile quality, and this is a classic, the Ella Fitzgerald Swinging Christmas. This was an acoustic sounds one done in the acoustic sound series, right? So it's got, you know, all your classic Christmas songs, Jingle Bells, Santa Claus is Coming to Town, Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. You know, this is, you can't go wrong with this one. I've actually seen this, right? I don't know if this came out last year or the year before. No, it's 2021. Right after Christmas, everyone then puts it on sale. So if you're not getting it before Christmas, just hold off and you'll probably see it marked down a little bit. So these are the good, this is one of the good sounding Christmas records. And then you have the ones that, well, first of all, like Steve said, most of my Christmas music is on CD. And one of my favorite ones that I haven't purchased yet on vinyl, and I will eventually, is the James Taylor Christmas. That's one of my all-time favorite Christmas albums. But yeah, if we want to go old school, I got a Dolly as well.
Hey.
This is Dolly and Kenny.
Did you see our thumbnail? That was one of the, I think I had that one up as one of our thumbnail records there. It's a great album.
And
Rest in peace to Kenny Rogers' face. There's another one that was embalmed. There's embalming fluid before he passed away in his face.
And this one, it's a repress. My mom actually had the original of this, which probably came out, I want to say late 60s. We don't have Mario Lanza, but we do have Perry Como.
Okay.
And the thing I love about this, I actually repurchased. This is like a Camden repress. Doesn't sound that great, but it's more of like, you know, a sentimental thing. My mom always used to put it on Christmas Eve, as the evening was winding down. And he has the "'Twas the Night Before Christmas" story on it, which I love. And the way he tells that story, but you can't deny he's a fantastic crooner, right?
For sure.
And then, and don't laugh, guys.
Already started. Nothing wrong with that. Own it.
Have you listened to it this year already, Ronaldo?
No.
Okay.
I can only listen usually to one side before I get nauseous or something.
So think about that. Is that imagine because that's a 33 RPM. Okay, so that's 33 RPM. Imagine if you put it to 45 RPM, what it would sound like. Think about that.
Yeah. Well, I have not only one, but I have two. I mean, these are more like novelty things.
Was there a sale, Arnaldo? Why would you get the second one?
I mean, they're $1 in the used store.
Wait, they're probably at Walmart, Chance. Go grab one.
Be right back.
So that's all I got. Sorry I couldn't bring my favorite ones, like, because I don't have them on vinyl. They're in the CD rack. But like Steve was saying, sometimes a playlist is a lot easier when you're entertaining, you're preparing, and because you don't have to get up and flip over the record when the music just plays in the background and it creates the atmosphere. So that's all I got.
And that's the thing too. I mean, I had family over. The last thing I wanted to be worried about was putting a record on. So I mean, I had my CDs. I also then had a playlist from Spotify that I put on, just played it, and I didn't have to worry about it until they left. And it was great, and kept it on when we did the cleanup and everything like that. So, and sometimes, I mean, obviously I love vinyl, but in some ways, from a convenience standpoint, man, it's a lot easier and the music's there and you're not really there focused on, oh my God, I can really hear it. Really, really creates this really great dynamic in the room. Oh my God, it's so dramatic, all this. I'm not worried about that.
Daddy, can you help me open this gift? Can you help me open this gift? I'm doing a shootout. Get out of here.
That's happened to me before. I've done videos when my daughter's 4 now, but when she was like 2, she was in the background and would like be walking around and I'm doing videos. I mean, it's kind of funny, and I never edited it out because I thought it was hilarious. So yeah, it's funny. Okay, Paul, what do you got? You got lots going on here, man.
Some quick hits, maybe a series.
Quick hits, go. I'm putting you solo. It's big time.
So we've got Charles Brown Sings Christmas Songs from the early 60s. Pretty amazing song with, I think, one of the originals that you mentioned earlier. Please Come Home for Christmas is on here. Christmas in Heaven, Merry Christmas Baby. Really, really good. In fact, Merry Christmas Baby's the big one that he didn't write or didn't get credit for writing, but was Johnny Moore's Three Blazers with Charles Brown, recorded in 1947. That was the original Merry Christmas Baby, but then ultimately turned into that album. And then Charles Brown has a later album that actually was nominated for a Grammy, Charles Brown's Cool Christmas Blues. Really good. Sounds a lot better than the old one, but it's obviously him much later in life, to mid 90s. But it sounds actually pretty good.
And Charles Brown, a cool cat, huh? I mean,
Yeah.
had some great stuff. If you guys check him out, if you haven't,
it's a really cool album. You can find this pretty much anywhere still. This one, the other one, you'd have to find used somewhere. Another one, Duke Pearson, Merry Old Soul. That is, it's a Blue Note classic vinyl series. It sounds really, really good, and you can find that still, probably for less than $20 if you look hard enough. This one is really good. The Ventures Christmas album. This is an original from the 60s. It sounds pretty good. It's the surfer rock take on a bunch of holiday classics. You can see the songs here on the front. This was redone by Sundays, but I don't have that version. This is an original.
Nice.
The next one I have is Soul Christmas. So this is actually an original, or a late, maybe not original, but maybe a repressing from the late 60s, early 70s. You can see the sticker, the $1 Christmas special sticker, still on the cover. So this one is amazing. This one has songs like Backdoor Santa, White Christmas by Otis Redding, Silver Bells, Booker T and the MGs, Carla Thomas, Gee Whiz, It's Christmas. Really, really good compilation. One of the better compilations out there. And it was actually recently re-released, I believe, mastered or cut by Bernie Grunman, and available right now from Rhino. So that's one to check out. It does sound better than the old 70s pressing that I have, but certainly it's cool to have the original as well. That one.
So hang on, we're getting a lot of flack here, Mike from the Jazz Bums. Says, "Where's the Frank Sinatra? Come on, team."
I've got Frank Sinatra behind me above my head.
There you go.
There you go. Thank you, Paul.
That's his best album, right?
Put JBM in his place.
And Frank Sinatra and Cyndi Lauper did a duet on the first Merry Christmas album as well that I have on CD. So there you go.
Yep.
Paul, behind you, you also have another one of my favorite. I couldn't find the vinyl of it, but I do have it. The Bing Crosby.
Bing Crosby.
I love that one.
Nice call.
And that one, you can find that one online for very, very cheap. Like pretty much Discogs, you can find even VG Plus, like copies from the 60s for like $3-4.
Oh wow.
So not very expensive at all to find that one.
Well, you could until you said that, Paul, because when people watch these things, then they go right to Discogs, and then the prices get driven out. I'm telling you, I've seen it. Bob Bradley,
just wait till July to buy them all.
That's right.
Buy them all in July, you guys. No, honestly, like buy them in the summer. Put a reminder on your calendar to buy them.
Or in January.
Or in January, yeah. You'll be in good shape. A couple other really good ones, like Dave Brubeck Christmas. So I had there. It was first time on vinyl, released a couple of years ago, and it was 33 1/3, and the pressing quality was just not very good. I gave it away. It sounds okay. This is actually a brand new. It's a 2 LP, 45 RPM,
even better.
cut from. It's obviously a digital recording because it's from the 90s, but is actually done by Ryan K. Smith, Sterling Sound, and it sounds really good.
And is it pressed at RTI? I assume that one.
I think so. Yeah, pressed it. Doesn't say it was pressed at RTI on the thing, but I think it might be. Another really good one that it's really hard to find now is actually Dwight Yoakam, Come On Christmas, pressed at QRP in 2015. It sounds really, really good. And he actually has some really good originals on here. I don't know, some of you may not be fans of country, but even if you're not, he's got kind of a rockabilly style that's pretty appealing to those that aren't country fans. Really, really well done Christmas album. You can get it on CD, obviously, as well. Another one, the Mavericks, Hey Merry Christmas. This is actually an autographed version from their website, but they've got a really cool, cross between country, rockabilly, some Hispanic influence, Americana. Really cool band if you don't know them. Raul Malo, their lead singer's got an amazing vocal. Really good.
I love that album cover. That is one of the best album covers for any.
It's a really cool album
together,
cover, and it's a white vinyl as well.
Yeah. Wow.
What else?
Wow.
Here's an audiophile version. Trans-Siberian Orchestra, The Christmas Attic, done by Audio Fidelity, numbered edition, mastered by Kevin Gray. Really, really good.
Wow.
And let's see, Casey Musgraves wishes you a very merry Casey Christmas. It's actually, there's some really cool songs on here, and if you're kind of bored of like the standard Christmas songs, give this one a try. Some originals on here, or some twists on some other songs, so it sort of gives you a break from just the standard songs. And even the standard songs, they're kind of done a little differently. So we have like A Willie Nice Christmas featuring Willie Nelson, and some other songs that are a little more original on there. If you're into the indie scene, you can do the Andrew Bird's holiday Christmas album, Hark. This one actually sounds audiophile quality. I don't think it's mastered by at least anyone that I know famously, but it sounds really, really, really good. If you don't know Andrew Bird, he's a violinist and an indie singer-songwriter. Another one of the very first digital recordings ever done, Dave Brubeck, La Fiesta de la Posada. It sounds okay. It's not the best sounding record, but it's cool because it's a historical artifact of being one of the first early.
So what year would that be? 78 or
1979?
99. Okay, yeah.
1979, and so and it's fun just to read the back. Why digital recording? In recent years, great advances have been made. And they give a whole explanation. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, and then as we all know, for pop albums, it was Ry Cooder's. I think it was Bought Before You Drop was the first pop album that was digital recorded, and then after that would have been Fagen's Nightfly around early 80s. Yeah.
And I don't know like how many digital, because I think there was a group of these that were done by Masterworks, like kind of all at the same time. So I don't know which one really ever came first, but this one's really cool because those, if you read, like there's a whole story around this because it's a full choral pageant, right? And it was performed live by him in an orchestra and everything. And anyone who ever saw it live said it was just absolutely amazing. But this record actually falls short of expectations in terms of comparing it to the live experience. I've only got one more in terms of, many of you are probably aware of this one. You can still get it on SACD. It does sound really good. So it takes a lot of the songs that I probably covered in some of these other examples, as well as we probably have a lot of these on individual albums, but the versions that are on this album just do sound really, really, really good. And this is a nice compilation because it's about 4 or 5, it's 5 songs, 5 to 6 songs per side. And, it sounds really good. And it's a nice.
Is that an Analog Productions?
It is an Analog Productions.
Oh, wow.
Full Analog Productions. It's no longer in print. The licensing must have run out on some of these. But a great explanation of of them and how they captured some of them. I don't think they're all analog though. I think a couple on here may not be analog, but some of them are. So there you have it.
I think you're becoming the expert in like vinyl, Christmas vinyl.
wow.
Like I think you did it, Paul. Like
Bear
no one's gonna
Family.
beat this.
Bear Family did a whole bunch of compilations, and they're still available. Bear Family Records, amazing jazz and sort of old timey compilations. And there's like 6 compilations available, still available today. Very reasonable. And I'll save when you're ready, Steve. I've got some really bad, couple examples of really bad Christmas albums.
We don't talk negative things on this show.
Only
ever.
Arnaldo is negative on the panel.
Come on. we never do.
Another good one.
We
Happy
never do.
Christmas,
Oh, I have that.
Happy
Pull that
Christmas,
out.
Beatles people. So these
Is that
were
one of the bad ones?
These were the fan club.
Yeah, I have that.
The fan club the redo of the.
You can still buy those, can't you? Like Amazon type of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I never listened to it before.
The problem with this is that it takes too much effort to listen to it. There's a bunch of bootlegs you can buy that like took all this and put it on an LP, or you can just listen to it digitally. But the only official like vinyl version available other than the original Flexies are this, as far as I know.
Paul, I think you're getting some fans here. We can call it Paul's Vinyl Christmas channel or something. You can just go Christmas vinyl 24/7. You can do like a George Borden 24-hour live stream just on Christmas music alone. That would be epic. Wouldn't it be epic? We could get Chance on there, probably without a shirt on if you wanted. I mean, we could really get some viewers. I thought it was for your OnlyFans account though.
Oh, I'm sorry, I think you're at the OnlyFans. My bad. Sorry.
So Paul does not have a channel, but there you go. There's a channel idea, Paul. You could focus just on Christmas.
I don't know.
Boom.
That would get pretty old quick though. After.
Well, I know you just come out once a year. You do all of December.
Once a year.
You do all of December. You start December 1st and you go to the December 24th. Every day, 15 minutes. You show one album.
Cryptic post in July reminding people to get their Christmas buys in because the prices will go up around Christmas. I mean,
significant others, if you're watching, and we do have significant others watching this channel at times. I've been told, anyways. I have been told that, but if you haven't picked it up. This is the original jazz classics, guys. This is from the analog tapes cut by Kevin Gray. I did listen to. I don't have the box set, so I can't really compare it. I do have like an older version of this, but I will tell you the 2023 cut that Kevin Gray did. Getting back to some fancy words to describe this, it really, I thought it does sound very dramatic. And it really does capture the whole room, and all the instruments are really captured sort of the way I think it was recorded live in its day. So this album here, I don't have the ones. I think the one step was one of the only one steps that's actually recorded, or I guess cut through with the analog tapes. But again, for $40, all analog. Where are you going to get at Bill Evans all analog for $40? This is just a beauty, and the packaging's great too, right? With the Obi strip and the
textured cover.
Oh, it's just. You got the Riverside label, right? I think for $40, come on, amazing.
Did you get Waltz for Debbie too?
I did get Waltz for Debbie. I have that one as well.
Earlier in was it the summer it came out?
This just came to my house last week. I ordered the Waltz for Debbie and this one at the same time. This one had a delay, right? So I just got this one last week, and I dropped the needle on this one, and I was like, "Yeah, this."
I hope they continue and do the entire box set. And
wouldn't that be something?
I'm looking forward to Portrait.
Yeah, and I haven't listened to this one yet. I got this one as well delivered. This is from the Blue Note Tone Poet series. And I've listened to it. I've streamed it before. Grant Green, I Want to Hold Your Hand. And I'm not a big fan of anyone doing Beatles covers. Okay, I really am not, other than maybe Joe Cocker doing A Little Help from My Friends. I don't mind that one. But I really like this jazz version of I Want to Hold Your Hand. I really like this album. I did stream it first because it's not something I was really that familiar with. So I do a lot of that when I want to buy a record and invest the money, because as I talked about, 35% exchange is big for us here in Canada. So I have this one. I'm going to listen to this one during my holidays as well. So I'm excited. That and some more Bill Evans. So there you go.
I've noticed some of the lesser known tone poets end up in the bargain bins for like $10 if you wait long enough. But if they're popular ones, obviously they don't. But
Well, look at this. Waltz for Debbie's. Someone's saying here, $29.99 Canadian, he says. Canadian? That seems really outrageously cheap. That's great. Yeah, you're right. There's a lot of original jazz classics going for, really good value. I know on the Analog, or I guess it was Acoustic Sounds website, they had a big sale on some of that stuff as well, right? So I'm not sure what the prices are now, but yeah, there's some great stuff. And again, I mean, that is, I feel, audiophile quality. It really is. I mean, everything about this. I mean, I'm not sure if anyone has the box set, but I mean, again, like for $40, man.
So, Arnaldo, are you going to piecemeal? It sounds like I'm reading between the lines. You're going to piecemeal the box set, just buying them onesie,
I hope
twosies?
so. I mean,
Okay.
he's done how many were in the box set? 5 or 6 albums? Or 11 albums that was times 2, so it was 22 discs.
22, I think, around there, yeah.
So we got 9 more to go. Well, if he does at least, if they do Portrait and maybe Explorations, wasn't Explorations also in it?
It's 11, Jazz Bum Mike. Thank
11.
you.
So
Arnaldo, you're in finance. Cost benefit analysis. If you buy them all as OJCs at 40 a pop, what's that come out to?
What is 11 albums?
440.
Yeah.
Versus it's at retail
900.
with the box, you're talking $9 bills, right?
But you're getting a box with a book and
$1,000.
stuff, I think, right?
But
Well-
is it worth $500?
If you're a big fan of Bill Evans and all
True.
analog.
True.
Well,
True.
also, I like the idea that it's on 33. I know some people are going to be like, oh, it's going to
Fair
sound better on 44, on
Fair
45. I'm fine with 33 because it sounds fantastic. Maybe I don't know what I'm missing on 45, but I've seen a couple of videos doing the shootout between the 45 and the 33, and there's not a lot you're missing. But plus, you pre-order from Amazon. I actually got a discount because when you pre-order, it always has that price, the price match. So in the end, instead of 40, I think I paid 33 for it. So
33 seems to be like the sweet spot. Sometimes they'll dip to 27. It really depends, but 33 seems to be the out the door, like best price.
Yeah. So Arnaldo, a question for you, being in finance and knowing this, like what for licensing fees when Mobile Fidelity or Analog Productions, gets a Genesis or gets an Asia, like how much goes to the artist or the record label? Like, is it 50% of what we're paying? So let's say Asia's $150 record. Does $75 go to the record company, which then goes to Donald Fagen and Becker's estate? How does that work?
The deals could be various. There could be 50-50 split. So after all the costs of to produce the release are deducted, then the profit gets split 50-50. That could be one. Or there could be a per unit fee, meaning there could be a 40%. And in that case, it could be like not including the cost. So the license fee is a set fee, 40% of whatever every unit you sell. Whatever you don't sell, it's on you. It all depends. The deals could be various. Obviously.
Pick that up right now. Waltz for Debbie, $20 on Amazon.
Nice. That's a steal.
That's amazing. Grab it. Sorry, go ahead.
So, and it depends on the deal. Obviously, something like Steely Dan probably has a very high licensing fee.
Okay.
Other artists that Analog Productions does may not, because they're lesser known jazz artists. So it all depends, probably for like the White Stripes, that was probably a very high licensing deal as well.
Hey, to be clear on that, Waltz for Debbie, the OJC is not the $20 one. It's the
It's the doll?
other one. So, yeah, it's the
doll?
this is let's see here.
It's got to have the OB strip.
Yeah. So disclaimer, this is like the import they do on the cheap. It's kind of like that Coltrane one where they brought it in, everybody's excited, and it said Blue Train on the label instead of Blue Note, like clearly like lesser quality.
So anyone know what's happening with Gaucho right now? I mean, it was expected December the 3rd. Now it's first quarter 2024. I haven't heard anything. Anyone want to tackle that?
No, I just think that they've got so many records to press for the Atlantic 75.
It's busy.
And yeah, it's just, there's only so many presses that they
Well,
have.
it's kind of funny too. I mean, a lot of these records were like, oh my God, it hasn't come out, or why hasn't it come out? Guys, these are 30, 40-year-old recordings. I mean, they're going to be around. Just breathe a little bit, wait another month, go stream it or go listen to your original or your reissue and wait until it comes out. It'll be all right.
I was actually pleasantly surprised that I got a numbered copy of the Atlantic 75 because I didn't rush to pre-order the Genesis when I ordered it.
Are you going for all Genesis? You're going to grab them all?
I don't know yet. I don't know if I want the 4-disc, the one that you showed earlier, not selling England. The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. I already have. I have an OG of that. I don't think I want a 4-disc set.
And I have one other one. I was noticing in the website here. Hang on. Check this out. Tony Bennett and Bill Evans. The Tony Bennett and Bill Evans albums coming out. Looks like pre-order in December 15th for another one.
Wow.
$40. OJ.
That's another one I want to get. Was that in the box set? I don't think so, right?
I don't believe so. No.
Pretty sure no.
Look at that. $40. Bennett and Evans album. There you go. Order that one. Pre-order now. I thought that was great. So I'm gonna have to get that one. But I mean, really, if you're this basketball team, no chance. I would not. I'd be feeling a lot of shame right now.
It's gonna be a tough Christmas back home for the Wolfpack. It looks like.
I mean, the Wolfpack are they're hanging their heads.
Missing those teeth. They're like little cubs.
They ain't going to Div 1 anytime soon. That's for sure. I mean, wow. I don't know. So yeah. So Inaldi, you're going to Italy. Okay. So when you're in Italy, do you go to are there any record stores that you go to, or you search out record stores that you'd go to? I mean, is a spot that you've been before?
Yeah, well, it's my hometown. That's where I grew up.
Yeah.
So there are a few, actually one of my closest friends has a record store. And then in the town that I go, there's also, I think there's like 2 or 3 record stores, and I'll browse around. Actually, I think last year there was like a very, very small record fair happening right after Christmas. And I went to that. But I think more importantly, and I have to actually queue them up pretty quickly, there are some things on Discogs that I may have shipped, because they're all European based, shipped to where I'm staying so that I can bring them over instead of having to pay like 3 times the shipping charges to have a record from the UK. So I better hurry up on that, because I have, I haven't pulled the trigger on a couple of things that are in my want list, because sometimes the shipping charges are more than the record. There's like $40 to have something shipped from the UK. So I may do that instead.
So now you're feeling my Canadian pain.
Totally.
Then add on the FedEx $90 bill. Think about this. A guy got charged $90 for the privilege of having my Asia album delivered on my doorstep on top of the exchange. And that has nothing to do with Analog Productions. It's a great album, obviously, and really well done. It has nothing to do with them. That's just how much it costs for us Canadians. It's crazy.
Is that a percentage on the value that's declared?
I'd have to look at the bill, because I know Darren's asked me this here. He goes, how much did your Vanguard cost you total in Canadian dollars, including exchange? I'd have to look at the bill. I should have brought it. I don't have it with me, but maybe next time I'm on, if I remember, I'll talk about it on the Wednesday show. But yeah, but someone told me as well that I can actually somehow get that money back. I think Darren's the one that told me as well. I don't know. Hi Jerome, thanks for still joining us here. He goes, the whole sending records abroad is also difficult for sellers. Shipping costs are insane. I mean, yeah, they're just going to go up as well. And I mean, when I buy something on Discogs, I make a note, let them know, like put gift on, otherwise I'm going to get those duty charges as well. So that's really important. But yeah, crazy. And that's the thing. Like, I mean, I do envy you guys in the States when I see, like, I mean, I'm not sure you do the $5 shipping. I think that's insane. You have $5 shipping. I've never heard of that. Canada doesn't have that. The cheapest I can send one record for is like $15, and that's the cheapest we can do Canada Post. But yeah, it's insanely expensive here in Canada for that.
Hey, have any of you guys, do you partake in that Interscope Record Club? I know Arnaldo and I have talked about this. So what do you think so far? This is the second release, this Obi Trice. This is a very expensive record, first press. So they've done a nice job. The first one was Dr. Dre, The Chronic, and they're not advertising as audiophile. I want to be very clear on that. But the perception is there because the Chronic came out 2-disc. You're thinking it's going to be really good. It was so audio cool. What do you think, Paul?
It was no different than the black version that I have in terms of quality. They started repressing them in the last couple of years for Dr. Dre's catalog, because he finally acquired the rights.
That's right.
to them. And so that version sounds better than the versions before, but this Interscope package is more of just colored vinyl and a nicer, and they didn't even use thick jackets. They did nice foiling on it, but no thick jackets. So I don't know. I think in the Obi Trice one, that one's kind of interesting because it's something that's really hard to find.
That's right.
Otherwise, whereas the Dre you can find pretty much anywhere.
I think where they went wrong, and Arnaldo's heard my rant. I'm not going to put on the oven mitt, but the first one out the gate, they shipped in one of the. It was all black. I mean, it was branded Interscope, but the mailer was one of those U-line pieces of trash that people should be arrested for even putting into production. So that already came, ding corner, all that stuff, and then it was limited run. So when you reach out, like Arnaldo,
they're out.
Calling them up. Oh, sorry, we can't help you. Really, this is your debut title of this subscription series, and you don't have any safety stock. Like manufacturing background aside, you got to expect some kind of 5%, 10%, any kind of defects. What if the postman loses it? I mean, there's a tractor trailer accident and somebody's package. The fact they had no backup stock, I thought was ridiculous.
Chance, was it fulfilled by UDiscover?
That's a good question. I didn't go that deep into it.
I don't think so, but
because their mailers aren't bad, actually.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you, and that's a photo I sent you. I was going to give them credit because that first mailer for the Chronic, garbage. Then they went to the Bags Unlimited tear strip. So with this Obi Trice, so apparently there was word or something got back to them, even though their customer service took 2 weeks to get back to me, and then they schlepped me off to, I guess they off party it to Route, which is a third party who, if it's lost or damaged, then they take it up, and then you're in a big circle, customer service toilet bowl of trying to get an answer, and you're talking to 3 different people. Anyway, that's another rant for another show on the Console Buddy channel. But I just wanted to give them marks because they learned and listened, and they switched that terrible U-line mailer for the Bags Unlimited. So if it's something that appeals to you, at least know the mailers have improved.
Every time I hear Obi Trice, I remember the song "Will the Real Slim Shady Please Stand Up?"
Well, that's right. He was on Shady Records. Yeah, he was basically like the Flavor Flav to Eminem when Eminem broke.
It went Obi Trice, and then it was "Will the Real Slim Shady Please Stand Up?" I mean, it's in my head. I can't get that out of my head. That song that song was played so much in the 2000s, wasn't it? And I think that's the thing. Eminem sold the most records, I guess, in the 2000 decade, and the second most, I think, were the Beatles. I mean, it's a crazy stat there that the Beatles came in second, considering they were already, not a band for 30, 40, 50, 40 years, whatever it was. It's crazy. Yeah.
Was that the year that One came out?
Yes, that's the reason why, because One sold a bazillion copies right around that time. You're absolutely right. We do, and Manfred is asking if Canada has DHL. We do, but it's the duty charges. It's some duty that the government of Canada basically tax on, I think, and that is the reason why we're paying more on top of the 35% exchange rate. It gets to be a lot. And Obi Trice, real name, no gimmicks. There you go. He knows this. He knows the song.
So, Steve, do you guys have Walmart in Canada?
So at Walmart, we have Walmart in Canada, but they don't. Here in Vancouver, there's no Walmart vinyl records. I mean,
no. Well, what I'm saying is, I saw during Black Friday some titles because I was doing searches, and when you're doing searches on vinyl, it suggests other releases. There were some one-steps on the Walmart website. I don't know if they were third party.
I've seen that. I mean, I founded the MoFi Buy and Sell Vinyl group on Facebook, and I did post that. I saw it from another site that there was a few one steps. The Elvis one step, I think, was one of them. The Eagles one step.
The Eagles as well.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
so if you were to order it from there, you wouldn't get the taxes, right?
I can answer that. I've never ordered from Walmart. I think it was actually not true. It was a Target website, and I probably can't order from Target. I can't order Target.com in Canada. I believe I can't anyways. Do you know that they actually had a Target? Target came up to Canada, and it was the biggest disaster in retail history, to the point that the CEO of Target got fired, because they absolutely lost $1 billion. It was like there's no merchandise on the shelves. It wasn't the Target that you'd walk into in the States and that us Canadians are used to. And we go down to us Canadians going down to the States, we go to Target because Target's like, oh my God, we've never seen anything like this before. So this Target in Canada, you go in there. I swear to God, and if any Canadians are watching, you'll know this. half the store didn't have inventory. And this went on for a year and a half before they just shuttered all the stores. They fired the CEO and they wrote off $1 billion because they bought out a company called Zellers in Canada for that much to get the space, right? And then they had to basically liquidate and get rid of their real estate space. Absolute disaster in terms of retail history. I don't know if that CEO even has a job at McDonald's flipping burgers, because that's embarrassing. How hard is it to basically emulate the Target in the States to come up to Canada? It makes no sense. That's my rant.
Love it, Steve. I'll send you one of these oven mitts. That was a hot take. We got to get this across the border to you, friend.
There you go. All right, that's top of the hour. Paul, thank you so much. So we have an idea. It's going to be Paul Earhart's Christmas channel.
I have to add some of those to my list.
Awesome.
I'm really happy you did this, Paul. Thank you. He sent me the list, so I was expecting that, but I mean, that was pretty thorough. And I don't think you get much thorough of Christmas vinyl records anywhere in the vinyl community. This was it right here, and I'm proud to be part of this today, guys. I really am. Thank you.
The historic day, the end of the Borden stream, the debut of Paul's Christmas channel coming in July.
Well, that's the thing about Borden stream. It's 24 hours. I think most people aren't even watching us today because they're probably sleeping or tired of live streams. I think he's actually really screwed us up for live streams. They're gonna be like, okay, another live stream. This Westman live stream is on. I don't want this. I know what it's going to be. Come on. I went on this morning with Ronaldo, and I mean, I didn't know what I was getting into. I got off the train, and George had sent me the link last night, and I get on, and they're talking Viagra, and they're talking.
That was my fault. I mentioned the Viagra Boys, which is a band, and then it just digressed from there. I should have known.
And then we're talking Napoleon complexes, and all this stuff was going on, and I'm listening to this as I'm walking off the train, going, oh. I think I'm on the wrong stream. This isn't like a vinyl stream. Anyways, guys, thank you. Check out this. I'm going to do a Wednesday show. I've got Josh on from High Fidelity Records. He's got a goodie. We are going to do a live unboxing of the Classic Records Road case, not sort of like the one behind Paul there. He's got a Classic Records Road case. He's going to unbox live on the show, and we're going to look at other audiophile goodies. I think that will be a lot of fun. But this has been really fun. I like to mix it up, and talk about other things and Christmas albums. And this is the time of year. Thank you so much, Paul. This was actually Paul's idea, so I do appreciate that, and I want to give you full credit for that, Paul. And you're welcome back on. Next show, though, no Christmas records. That will be the rule, okay? Something different.
Absolutely.
All right, guys, I gotta fly. Have a good one. Check out the Wednesday Roundtable. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.
Happy holidays, guys. Bye.
You too.
Happy
Bye.
holidays. Take care.
Happy holidays.